pulpit. You know, it takes a little pressure off of me sometimes. But Jody was scheduled last Wednesday night. He had to work late, and came in sick tonight. He said, "You got something else on the back burner?" And I said, "Well, I could probably get something right, right quick, but I believe he's got something for us tonight. Just pray that Lord give him strength to get through it. Praise God. Let's see what the Word of God tells us tonight."
Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
Everybody just remain seated. I'm probably not going to use the first picture I give you, so y'all just forgive me if I have to stop and turn around and sneeze, because I don't want to infect the microphone for the next service. Lysol it good when we get through. I told Sister Debbie before church, she said, I said, "I've got to." She said, "No, you don't have to." I said, "Yeah, I've got to." And like Brother Charles said, last Wednesday I had to beg off. Work kept me longer than I liked for it to. On Wednesday I didn't have time to get home and prepare. I had a thought already, and I got home this afternoon a little early, and what you see me up here doing is about what I was doing at home, sneezing and blowing my nose. So, but and just remain seated, because I'm not going to keep you long, I promise. But I want to speak to you tonight on God's calling. Not in the sense of God's calling, but Sister Val and Sister Dana teaches school, and there's a way you can end a sentence. It's been 5 or 6 years ago since I was in school, so there's a way to end a sentence to make you know what the sentence means without seeing the ending period or question mark. But in Romans 11:29, it tells us that the gifts and calling of God are without repentance. You know, a lot of times we think calling is standing up here, delivering the word, and that is one of them.
Amen.
But everybody that's in this house tonight, and everybody that should be in this house tonight, that attempts to live for God, He has a calling on you. And that calling is without repentance. I played music since, I don't know, probably 6 or 7, 8 years old, something like that. If you counted beating on pots and pans, probably younger than that. And I feel like that is one of the callings God placed on my life. There was a time that I took the talent, Sister Val, the calling that He had placed on me, and I used it wrong. But my Mama Pauline, the calling is still there. I remember a night we were going to have a party. We were setting up at my uncle's shop. We done had the big flatbed trailer set up, and probably had. Well, Rich, you reckon how much dollar-wise on average band would have setting up to do a show? $5,000 or $6,000 worth of equipment sitting up here. But Mama Pud pulls up to my uncle's driveway. And Mama, she knew I was using my calling at the wrong place. Well, she pulled up, and we were getting set up, and they were bringing their coolers across, and she started praying. Now, God didn't leave us completely out in the cold. He had us enough sense we had tarpaulins. And we never even got to do a sound check. she started praying and it started raining. I don't mean just a little mist, where you just turn your wipers on, that first little knot, Brother Tim, when you just, if you've been driving, you've got it wide open. And here we are, thousands of dollars worth of equipment. We start pulling tarpaulins over, and we never get the same, and we tear everything down under tarpaulins, load everything back up, get our vehicles to drive away in less than a quarter mile up the road, the sun is shining. When you use God's calling for something other, and that just, I'd show you my notes, and that ain't rubbing nowhere. When you use God's calling for something other than what He has you to do with it, I'm not going to say that you won't, I'm not going to say be blessed, because God's not going to bless something that you're not doing the right way. The sad part about it, when I was using His calling for something other than what He had me to do it with, you can sit up and play music for a bunch of drunks and make money. One night, I got $80 in tips just to play Wipeout. But none of that was going to buy me a place in heaven. Nothing about what I was doing was what God was the calling He had placed on my life, Sister Val. And I've said it before up here. It was always fun, to get out and do all that, the Word says there's pleasure in sin for a season. And it was, man, I thought I was somebody. And then you get home late at night and your wife and kids is at church. And there was a lot of nights that nobody knew how I was feeling, because I could put on a pretty good show. But Sister Brenda, I wasn't using God's calling the way He had designed it. That's free there. I didn't have that wrote down. Another translation, I forget now which one it was, as I researched it this afternoon, was the gift and calling of God are irrevocable. Irreversible. Unchangeable. Immutable. Final binding. Permanent. And one of my favorites would be the last one I wrote down was carved in stone. And when I wrote that down, I thought, that's pretty cool that one of the translations for that would be that it was carved in stone, since we're talking about the stone that the builders rejected.
Right.
And, Brother Bobby, the calling He placed on my life was carved in stone. I may not, I love to hear and I'm not just sucking up to my pastor. I tell this when he's not here, when I'm not around him. I love to hear my pastor preach. I love to hear him teach. I understand when I leave here, if he's teaching something I hadn't thought about, I understand. And that's his calling. I've said it before, I can't be Brother Charles, but I can be me.
Right.
He placed a different calling on Brother Charles than He did me. I used to watch my brother play the bass. Never seen anybody play a bass and break strings on a bass. God placed a calling on him that he's not using at all. Mother there was carved in stone. He may not use them here, but one day He'll use them again. A lot of this is for me tonight. I didn't have any choice. When God gave me this, and I was sitting at home sneezing and blowing my nose and coughing and carrying on, it'd been very easy. No, it wouldn't have been very easy. When I got up this morning and felt like I've been run over by a truck, my first thought was, you call Brother Charles. And my heart wouldn't let me. I told Robin when I called him last Wednesday, I said, he sounded disappointed. And I couldn't disappoint him two weeks in a row. Because God placed a gift on my life.
That's right.
I hadn't always used it the way He wanted me to use it. Even after my wife drove the broom down in the fellowship hall, I haven't always used it the way He had planned on me. But just like she testified during testimony service, I want 2017 to be a new year, more than just in number. But Steve, I want 2017. If the Lord was to come back somewhere in the middle of it or at the end of it, I want our church to be so on fire that when we leave, they don't know we're gone.
Right.
And I believe that's just, if we was all beat up and busted up and we left out with all everything they sent us in the Bully Grove, they'd probably be glad we was gone. I'm tired of seeing them folks. I want our church to be on fire. We talk about revival and people talk, oh God, we're going to come 5 days. Revival don't start in here. Revival starts at home. It starts at work. I told Brother Charles Sunday morning, I said, it was God's will, and it's weird, not Saturday when it's making a run to Memphis. It's weird to me anyway. Is it weird to anybody else how God works?
Yeah.
I don't understand Him. I don't guess I ever will. But His Word tells us, His ways are not our ways. I called Brother Charles last Wednesday about, I don't know, probably 11 o'clock or so. And at that time I'm trying to dig under a building on a slab. And I'm like, I'm going to be at church, but I'm not going to. I said, you might want to have something ready just in case. And when I got here, it's probably 6:30 or so. He said, you got something? I'm like, no. And we talked Saturday. I said, so strange how God works. And part of the ones that spoke of it on social media is not here tonight, but the message last Wednesday night was getting back in the fight. And Brother Timothy, it touched you two sisters and your wife too, evidently. And I don't remember if you chimed in or not, but I told her it's just so weird how God knew when He formed the earth that this past Wednesday night I was going to work late and Brother Charles was going to get up and preach just exactly what they needed to hear. And then he says, you know the funny thing about it? And I was like, no. But I'm glad you asked. He said if I'd have had more time to prepare, I'd have got something. He just went back and pulled out another sermon that he preached some time back. Don't tell me God don't work. And sometimes when He tells me, you have something for next Wednesday night or next Sunday or whatever, because I told him I don't have to. I'm happy. I'm just happy as what's those say, the dead pig in the sunshine. I don't know how a dead pig can be happy, but that's what they used to say. I said, well, I'm happy being right back here. So I don't. For me, I don't have to do this, but God, He called me to do it.
Right.
So it's just, and sometimes when He tells me, and I get thinking about it, I get kind of antsy. I got to come up with something really profound. And 2 or 3 days go by, and you read the Bible here and there, and nothing happened. And then you call Brother Charles at 11 o'clock, and he goes and pulls out an old sermon that everybody needed. And I'm so thankful for that. I'm so thankful for the calling that God has placed on each and every one of us here.
Right. Right.
I'll tell you this story and I'm gonna hush. I had a young man that used to work on one of my lines. I don't remember his real name, they called him Tree. He was about this tall. Super nice guy. And he showed up to work one day, he had a big old chew tobacco. He'd been working for me for 2 years. I'd never seen him chew tobacco. And me being me, I just said, "What's up? Is that a big old chew tobacco?" He said, "Well, I felt like God was calling me to preach. And I felt like if I went to chew tobacco, he'd quit calling." I told him, it don't work that way. When God calls you to do something, and you may mention whom he calls, he qualifies. It don't say that in those words. But if he calls you to do something, not only will he make a way for you to do it, he'll give you the sense to do it. Y'all may wonder about that sometimes when I sit down, but he really does. I'm so glad for the calling that he's placed on me. I'm so glad I made this 10 or 15 minutes without sneezing. I sat back there for 3 minutes trying to sneeze. And that, well, my wife told me, she said, "Ain't nothing but the devil." Yeah. If this ain't for nobody but me, I had to say this. When God calls you, you can't get away from it. But Joseph, you can, and I ain't saying you're running. You just have to be in my line of view. You can run and run and run, and soon, you can't outrun him. I run in a 5K run one time, and a lot of people outrun me. I wasn't Jesus. If I'd been Jesus, I could outrun them all. But you can't outrun God. He's going to catch you. And he's going to make you wish that you had listened to him a long time ago. When I finally, and I said I was going to shut up, so I'm sorry. When I finally surrendered, that was so funny to me. I'd hear, and not knocking any denomination, but just the Baptist people, let's say, talk about surrender to preach. I thought that's just funny. I never had been called. But when he called me, I run. I run and I run and I run. I'm like, I don't want to do that. I felt kind of like Moses, because sometimes I get started talking, I stutter. Maybe because I laughed at my cousin or stutter, I don't know. But I finally called to Brother Charles and I said, "I feel like God has called me to preach." He said, "Okay." He said, "You need to get up and tell the church." I said, "No, you need to." He said, "No, that's your job." One of the scariest moments of my life, when I got up and had to tell the church, I felt like God had called me to preach. And Sister Ruth Bridge was sitting just a little bit over from where you are right now, Sister Brenda. And she came up to me after church, she said, "I've been knowing this a long time." I said, "Why hadn't you already told me?" When God calls, answer. Not only will he make you where you can do what he calls you to do, he'll give you the opportunity.
That's right.
Here I stand. Don't hurt me.